hope you're doing well. We are at the point in our lesson where we're going to talk about a works cited page. So I have a few slides I want to show you here. The first one is our module, and it says how to make a works cited page. And on this page, I have a link to EasyBib. EasyBib is a website we're going to use to make our works cited page. Remember, we're not making a high school level, though, or a college level works cited page. We're just getting the gist of it, learning the basics. Now, what is a works cited page? A works cited page is where you record all of your resources that you used for research. This includes pictures. If you copy a picture from a website, you have to give me the name of the website on the works cited page. So let's go ahead and take a look at our example PowerPoint here. I have at the top of my works cited page a slide that says works cited, and then I have my article that I used from ReadWorks. Normally, we would put the author's name in this spot, but ReadWorks does not give us an author. So we're just going to use the title ReadWorks because that's the publisher of the article. I have the name of the article here, Slavery, Civil War, and Reconstruction, Background to the Civil War. If you look, you can see that the name of the article is in quotation marks. And before the article, there's a comma. And after the article, there's a comma. Whenever you're citing an article, you put the title in quotation marks. And we're putting the name of the article in between these commas. And at the very end, I have the date that the article was published, 2020. The article did not give me a day or a month, so I just used 2020. If the article had said April 15th, 2020, then I would have written here, or typed here, April 15th, 2020. So when we make a works cited page, we're going to use this format because we're just getting the hang of this, figuring out how to use it. All the articles I gave you, you can use this format to record your article. You're going to put over here ReadWorks or Newsela, whichever article you used, the title of the article in quotation marks, in between commas, and then the year that is listed or the publishing date. I think some of the Newsela articles actually give you a day and a month. If it gives you a day and a month, please remember to put that over here. The other thing you need to know about works cited pages is that we put them in order by the author or publisher's last name, and it should be in alphabetical order. So let's just look at an example here. Let's say that I was doing research on the Civil War and I went to BrainPop. All right. I use BrainPop, the Civil War, as one of my resources. After I did that, I would go to EasyBib. And I would go to citations under create a new citation. It's a website. So I'm going to click the website button. And then I would enter the name of the website here. Brain Pop. And then I'm going to search. Now, EasyBib used to be real easy. It used to have a real clean page, but now they have all these ads. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because EasyBib's still free and we can all use it. It's a bad thing because it's not as easy to find what you need. Here's my website, BrainPop. That's what I used. So I'm going to click on Cite. And EasyBib is going to say, well, this is what we found. The article title, the web address, the website title, and then the date it was accessed. And then it's going to ask me to verify all this information and maybe add some changes. Okay, so EasyBib's telling me I need to add missing information. Let's see what I missed. So article title, you know what? My video was the Civil War. So I'm going to put in here Civil War. I don't have an author. I can't fill that in. Date published. Well, if I look at Brain Pop, the copyright down here says 1999 to 2020. I'm going to just put the last year on here, 2020. It looks like Brain Pop does a lot of updates to their website, so we're going to go off the most recent date. Okay, and I'm going to complete my citation. Free. View a sponsored message. Well, we're not paying for EasyBib, so we're going to just go ahead and do the view. Oh, now they're asking me questions. Select your age. Not applicable. I didn't know they did this now. Oh my goodness. Oh, good to know. If you hit NA for your age, you're not going to get a commercial. At least I don't think you are. You're just going to get this little boring black screen. Okay. Yeah, so you have to look at that black screen. You know what? I've used this 3 times today, and that is the first time I've had that happen. But it's good to know that you just need to hit NA, and then you won't get an annoying commercial. So I have a couple choices. This is the first citation I made today with Brain Pop, and then the web address. But look at this one. This one's even better. It's better than what I had made before because it says Civil War, and that was the name of the video I watched. So I'm going to copy this citation. And now I'm going to go put it on my sample page. So over here, I have Works Cited. It's my slide. And I was going to put Brain Pop first above my ReadWorks article. But I'm going to delete this and put an updated citation here. You want your citation to be as specific or as detailed as possible. Okay, so that's my new citation. And if you look, it says Civil War because that's the name of my article, the web page name, the year that it was published, and the web address. We're going to do it like that. I'm still leaving it at the top of the page here because C comes before R in the alphabet. Okay, so here's a sample Works Cited. You're going to do the title at the top. You're going to organize it by the web page name or the author's last name in alphabetical order. And you can just use EasyBib. Now, again, this is not high school level. This is not college level. When you go to English 9 next year and your teacher wants to talk to you about using MLA format, you're going to need to pay attention because we're not talking about that today. We're just getting the idea, the concept of Works Cited page. When your teacher says to you in English 9, do you know what a Works Cited page is? You're going to want to say, yeah, I've seen one and I've made one, but I don't know all the details. I'm going to need some more information. And as an adult, I have to check formats because you know what? There are a lot of different formats for Works Cited pages. There's MLA, there's APA, there's Chicago. It's mind-boggling. And as an adult, I have to double check all my information. So before you go to another class and make a Works Cited page, you need to make sure that you're asking questions and that you get all the information. You know what type of citation you need. Because for our purposes, we're just practicing. We're not using a specific format. We're merely recording information, just recording the name of the web pages or the names of the articles we used, and we're putting those in alphabetical order. It's a stepping stone. We're on step 1, And the whole reason I want to do it this way is because when I was your age, nobody showed me how to do these things. And I thought I had a really good English teacher in high school. I thought she was the best teacher in the world. And I got to college and I go to, English 101 and they tell me I have to write this paper and I have to use this heading and I have to have the page numbers on it and I need a works cited page. I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. No problem. I write my paper, I turn it in, and I get it back, and it was a D. I got a D on this paper. I wanted to cry. I had never had a D in my life. Okay, maybe I did in math class, but not in English class. I felt so bad, and I didn't know why. I stayed after class to talk to the teacher, and I said, "Well, why do I have a D on this paper?" And he said, "Well, you did not use MLA format." I said, I don't know what MLA format is. And he said, well, you're going to have to go look it up. And this is what you did wrong. And he took out his pen and he circled all these things wrong on my paper. And he handed me a book and said, go read that and fix your paper. It was so overwhelming. It was so confusing. MLA, APA, I had never heard of any of that. So I just want you to be aware that you are responsible for keeping track of websites and information. If you don't tell people where you got your information, it's kind of like stealing. It's not giving people credit for their work. It's our job to make sure we're keeping track of the information we're using and where it came from. So you need to create for me a works cited page. But we're not getting into all the details right now. We're just practicing the concept of making a works cited page and keeping track of information. We'll talk more about the MLA, APA, and all that stuff in another class. I just want you to know what a works cited page is and kind of have an idea about what type of information you need in order to make one. So you're going to want to use EasyBib for your citations. You're going to want to look at my example. Anything I give you, you could use this format for my articles. If you have questions, please, please, please call me on Teams. Send me a message on Teams. You can send me an email. You can send me a class tag message. I would be happy to help you. The whole goal here is to practice. Just to be aware that we are responsible for telling people where we found our information. And we can't copy and paste. We have to put things in our own words. That is the expectation. The other thing is we need to make sure we're keeping track of where we found our pictures. That's kind of changed in the past few years even. Like it used to be people didn't keep track of where they found pictures on the internet. And now you're in high school and college, you're required to keep track of where you found your pictures. So we're going to start practicing that skill now because some of you are going to high school next year. I have a visitor. All right. Well, if you have any questions, please